Hi, this is Walt Robertson on behalf of Community Presbyterian's Generosity Campaign for 2020. With me is Keith Condrich of the Foundation of Hope. Keith, please introduce yourself and tell us about the Aftercare Program and the role of support from Community Church.
Hello, everyone. My name is Keith Condrich. Thanks, Walt. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and to share a little bit of information and update with our great partners there at Community Presbyterian Church at Ben Avon. You guys have been great partners, and we're truly grateful for all the support and assistance you've given us over the years. Our aftercare department here at Foundation of Hope really helps men and women who are coming out of jail or prison. So we get a lot of people from the Allegheny County Jail, but also many folks from state prisons and federal institutions as well. And we help them to re-enter the community in a successful way. And our main goal is to prevent recidivism, which is oftentimes what happens when people are released from jail or prison. They just don't have the right support they need. And within a year and a half, they end up back in jail or prison. Here at Foundation of Hope, we pride ourselves on relationship building. Our program is based on relationships, not transactions. So we do a lot of support, but our primary goal is to build relationships with individuals, provide them with hospitality, recognize their dignity as human beings. There's three main pillars of support that we offer. The first is basic needs assistance, something that you guys have been great at helping us with. So we help with clothing, we help with Pennsylvania state IDs, birth certificates, we help with transportation to get to and from job interviews, meetings, appointments, doctor's appointments, anything that they might need assistance with in terms of getting to and from an important point. Transportation, clothing, as I said, IDs. We also help people find housing, furniture, basic things that you and I usually take for granted, household items, those types of things. Our second pillar is really a little bit longer term in terms of support. So we provide people with a lot of assistance finding employment. So that's developing resumes for folks. Many of the people that we serve have never had to look for a job online, which is pretty much how you got to do it these days. So helping them get on job services like Indeed, Monster.com, Pennsylvania Career Links, so they have an online profile to help them search for and be found as candidates for jobs and employment. We also help them find long-term housing. So again, sometimes one of the hurdles that people face coming out of jail or prison is finding a safe and welcoming place to live. And we do that through a variety of services and resources. Our third pillar is really the relationship piece that's long-term. We offer support groups on a weekly basis for men and women in reentry. We have a great electronic newsletter. We have a pen pal program. We have a call-in program to check on people. And we also offer a mentoring program, which is a one-on-one mentoring match where individuals connect with one another and walk with each other along their journey of reentry. So those three pillars are primarily our tools to helping people successfully reenter their communities.
Thanks, Keith. What a great program. Could you please tell us if there's any specific needs that the program might have going into 2020 that Community Church might be able to help out?
Yeah, thanks. Again, grateful for your openness to that. We always have a need for financial assistance. I know that sounds boring and droll, but an ID for somebody is really their ticket to getting a job, getting housing, and probably about 50% of our folks come out of jail or prison without an ID or an expired ID. IDs run about $31.50 per person. Also, we always have a need for clothing, especially bigger men's clothing. Guys tend to wear things until they fall apart. I know I do. My wife's always complaining. So we need decent men's clothing, especially bigger sizes. So as we approach the winter months here, we're always in need of winter clothing for men and women. In particular, coats, hats, gloves, those things that will keep people warm. Sometimes the people that we serve are still on the street and they're struggling to find housing. So whatever we can do to help them at least stay warm in the cold weather that's approaching, although we haven't seen much of that this fall. Toiletries is another big item. We take that for granted, but things like shampoos, soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, basic things like that. We keep a large supply here on hand for people so that they can access that when they come out of jail or prison. Whether or not they're in the shelter or whether they're in their own place, oftentimes they don't have those basic necessities, again, that we often take for granted. So a toiletry drive is always welcome. We can always use toiletries for our men and women as well.
Good. So it sounds like there's many ways for us to share the generosity of that our congregation has with your program. And
also, just not to interrupt, but just I would encourage anybody that's interested. We're always looking for mentors as well. So if somebody's interested in a one-on-one relationship with the men and women we serve, we would love to have people that might be interested in that give us a call and explore that opportunity as well as a volunteer.
Okay, so we'll make sure we have that contact information available.
Thanks.
So this year's generosity campaign has the theme of a time for gratitude and a time for generosity. So to the congregation, if you have not yet pledged, let this week of National Thanksgiving be an inspiration for gratitude that leads to that generosity. And thank you, and have a happy Thanksgiving.